everyone. Today I want to go over with you how I run comparables to find out what the target rent is for a community once we buy it, where we think we'll be able to get the rents to with the upgrades that we make. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen so you guys can see what I'm doing and working on here. Now, I've pulled up LoopNet, which is a public place where anybody can find properties and bid on them and purchase them. For the most part, this is market price, so these properties are going to be more expensive than what I like to pay. We like to buy properties at a discount from people who are willing to sell a property that hasn't been run very well to us, and we can go in there and renovate it and repair it. I've gone on LoopNet here, and I've just looked for apartment buildings for sale currently in Austin. There's this one here on Woodward Street on South Congress, 52 units. They don't actually list the price for sale, which is kind of nice. But if you give them a call, the broker, they'll tell you what the price is. So if I click on this here, it's a 52 unit apartment building here on South Congress. It's close to St. Edwards. Looks like they've got some nice aerial views. They'll kind of give you a layout of what it looks like. They've got washer dryer. These look like community washer dryers. You kind of get the idea that this is a 52 unit property. Got the OS here, so that's usually the offering memorandum. Let's take a look at what this is. Description, 20 of them are 1 bed, 1 bath, 400 square feet, and then 32 of them are 2 bed, 1 bath with 800 square feet. If we're gonna run comparables, we're gonna find out, well, what can I get for a 1 bedroom and what can I get for a 2 bedroom? So if we go into CoStar, what we're gonna do is type in this property address. So we've got 121 Woodward Street. Now, granted, not everyone has access to CoStar, but this is how we run comparables, so you kind of know what we do and what our process looks like. So we're going to go ahead and open up this property on CoStar. It does show that it is currently available for rent. We'll go over to units here and just confirm what the units are. So same thing again, 20 units, 1 bedrooms, 400 square feet, 32 are 2 bed, 800 square foot. So we're gonna go over here to comparable properties, comps, and we're just gonna see what CoStar believes are some comparable properties. Now, an important indicator is it said the asking rent is $1.50 per square foot. That's on the lower end for Austin, and I know that just because I've looked at a lot of properties in this area and just a lot of properties in general. But once this loads here, we'll be able to see what some comparable properties in the area are. Now, it is a pretty desirable area. So, okay. So it kind of pulled up right along Woodward Street. It's just west of 35, just north of Ben White, right next to St. Edwards University over here. So they've got quite a lot of apartments, and you can see what they're looking at. So here, if we just go over, I like to do it per bedroom. So they've got the average rent per square foot, but some units have smaller square footage, some are bigger. So it can be a little misleading. This is a good indicator, but I like to do just kind of per bedroom. Let's take a look at the per bedroom, because if I'm buying or if I'm renting a 1 bedroom, that's going to be my first thing. Is I'm going to say, all right, I want a 1 bedroom. What's the price? I'm going to go to my price point. Let's say I can afford $1,100 in rent, and then I'll look at the square footage second. So I usually start with this price, and then I go to the dollar per square foot second. So you can see they range all the way from, we're like, what, second lowest? This one's just not picking up, so it puts it at the bottom. But for a 1 bedroom, we're $878. There's only one that's cheaper than us. Let's take a look. The Princeton. Yeah, it looks like a similar type of building, built in 1985. So let's go up a little bit. So all these comparables are similar, right? 978, 83, 79, 72. So these were all built around the same time. Now, when we go in, we usually do a good renovation, so we can usually look at the top comparable as long as it's built, plus or minus 5 or 10 years. So let's look at this one, SoCo at the Alpine. And we'll just go ahead and pull this property up. Now, this is a nice looking building. Now, you'll notice right off the bat, the marketing looks better. They've got these 3D images. It has some staging done to it. The lighting is a little bit nicer. They've gotten some good resolution in the photos, good color, good saturation. It looks like they did a little bit of effort and spent some money on getting these photos and marketing materials together so that they'll get a good package. So that's honestly half of running a good apartment complex, is just staging, making the photos look nice so that when tenants come over, they see your ad and they want to come visit you. So that's half of what getting these filled is. Now you'll see some upgrades that they've done. They've got nice, looks like a dark quartz or granite countertops here. They've got stainless steel gooseneck faucets, stainless steel appliance package. This is the low range of a stainless steel appliance package. These go for about $2,500 $100 to $3,000. They've got the shaker cabinets with these kind of gray handles on them. They've got these upgraded doors with the chrome handles on them here with these little indentions. These are very in these days. They've got a nice, kind of modern ceiling fan to it with kind of the bulb light here, and like a nice chrome on the inside with the blades. They've got the luxury vinyl plank flooring. They've got, let me see here what else they've got. I mean, it's staged nicely, right? The apartment doesn't come with all this, but they stage it nice. They've got an upgraded vanity with a deep bowl here and a nice stainless steel, chrome faucet here. And then they did a nice tiling in the shower, so it's not just kind of the standard Home Depot, every bathtub looks the same. They did tile the walls a little bit here with some material to make it stand out. So overall, it looks nice. Oh, washer dryer are in the unit, so that also helps as well. And then the common areas, they just did landscaping, right? They've got some nice concrete kind of outside. They've got some xeriscaping in the middle. They've still got some trees and greenery. It's not overpowering. It's appropriately manicured. So, and then for the lighting fixtures, right, they've got a nice modern light in the middle here, and then on the living room. So even though these are small apartments, like let's see the size of this. Yeah, the same. Like a studio, it's 400 going for 1,000. One bedroom, granted, it's 200 square foot bigger, but they're going for 1,300. And then their 2 bedrooms are going for 1,500. So this would be the base case where I would say we can do all of these same upgrades. So I would go through and say we can probably hit this as a comparable, but it is at the top of the market. So I would also want to go into something, maybe 2 down. And let's take a look at what these guys are doing and see if we can notice a difference on why these comparables are different rents. So this is a stone exterior. Some people like this, but it's probably a slightly lower value. You can notice even in the photos, a little bit of dirt and grime kind of on the edges there. The lawn care, this is getting a little grown up here. It's, not too bad. This style for the staircase looks cool, but it's just a little dated. It's a little much. A modern minimalist is more popular these days. The shiplap on the side does look nice. These exterior lights look nice. I like this xeriscaping. This is very in and also cost effective. So they did good. We can't really see the inside. So what I would do is I'll go over it, see if I have their website. Spearhead, again, sometimes this doesn't work. So let's just Google these apartments and let's see what we can find and see if we can find a noticeable difference for why the rent is $200 higher on the other ones. So again, no help there. Now, these don't even really have their own website, which is interesting because if you make your own website, that's an easy way. It's very cost effective. Drive traffic to it, put more photos and marketing. So right off the bat, just the photos and marketing may alone be the reason they're getting more. But here we can see some photos of the inside. They've got these green cabinets. Again, it's nice. It's unique. It has a bit of Austin flair to it. Some people like it, but overall, a lot of people may not. This kind of column right here is a little dividing. People are a little more into open spaces these days. Maybe they can remove this, maybe not, but that alone would be a reason why the rent might be a little less than this. And of course, this is kind of an older style, Pueblo style, kind of between the layout here and the lighting fixtures in the exterior. That's kind of what they're going for. Now, to their credit, they have upgraded. The cabinets look nice, even though they're green. The stainless steel appliances look nice. They do have a common theme throughout, so that does bode well. Looks like they've even got, this might just be, this is like a half mile away. They've got close to the St. Elmo districts. They've got photos of the amenities around, which is a good idea to do, but if more photos are of your amenities than of the actual apartment, you need some work on your apartment. And there's just not very many photos. We can't even see, here's what the bathroom looks like, and here's the bedroom, but these photos, you don't get quite a sense of the staging. So what I would say is that's probably the reason that these are a little cheaper. Still more expensive than our property, but the green cabinets, the awkward layout, the Pueblo style furnishings from probably about 10, 15 years ago. And then just the marketing definitely needs to freshen up. They don't even have their own website, or at least it's not obvious when I Google them. So that's kind of the reason there. So if we go back to our subject property here, let's look again at the photos and just kind of notice the difference that it looks like someone came in with their iPhone, and they're up on the ground, but up high off the ground. But it did look like they just kind of took a picture. The lighting's a little off. They didn't really play with the colors. There's a bunch of leaves kind of over here. There's a little bit of dirt instead of xeriscaping that could be cleaned up. This just kind of looks a little dirty. Could use a fresh coat of paint, and then when you see kind of this brick is a little faded here, so maybe just a paint over to kind of touch it up. You could do an all white paint exterior. That typically helps. Let me see. Again, just kind of, you can tell it's like a little dirty here. It's not bad, but these things come through when people are looking for somewhere to live. This kind of gardening wire that they got here it's better than nothing, but it is a little lower class. So if we were to tighten this up, you could just remove this and just put like a nice bevel on the side and then xeriscape the middle here. These stones are okay. They're just from about 15, 20 years ago. So there's some more modern stones that you could put in here instead. Having people have these chairs on the exterior, really, it does lower the value. It doesn't photo as well. And then this tree looks slightly overgrown here. Not too bad, but just trim it up a little bit. These signs are okay. They do help tenants call in, but again, if you can do it with a nicer sign, that'll help. So, and then let me see. So these, like the mini blinds here with the window unit, you kind of see something like that. It doesn't drive the value. Let me see what else they've got. These little barbecue grills, they don't really drive the value. Tenants put them out there. Maybe the owners even put them out there because they're staged in the common area, but having some, $200 built-in ones could be just as good or cost-effective, but photo much better. Let me see what else they've got here. Yeah, we go to the interior here. The gold doorknobs are out, so we want something better there. I would go in and put some nice tiling around the tub here instead of the cheaper version here. A nicer faucet coming out here. The vanity, definitely a better mirror with a nice frame on it. It's only $50, but it makes such a difference. The color in here, I would paint it just kind of a bright white. That's kind of in these days. We could kind of keep the vanity like it is. Spending $300 on a new vanity would really make it pop, so I'd recommend doing that. But this is okay, but a newer one would definitely make it have a better feel. Remove the carpet, get rid of the luxury vinyl plank flooring, or add in the luxury vinyl plank flooring. A nice, more modern ceiling fan. This looks like a little dated. We could go and replace the whole doors. That can be kind of expensive at $300 a door. So just kind of a chrome doorknob is probably all I would do here, and a bright white paint all the way throughout. Yeah, this is all okay. Just kind of more of a chrome modern ceiling fan. Bright white paint all the way throughout. Here is where we would want a nice kitchen counter, so like a quartz or a granite. A more modern lighting fixture, stainless steel appliance package. So all in all, if you do all these upgrades, it will probably cost you like 11, 12, maybe 13,000 a unit to do all these upgrades. But then what you'll see is that the rent will go from where they've got it right now, which is at they're charging $870 here, and the two bed is $1,000, whereas the Alpine Top Cop down the street is charging $1,200 for a one bedroom and $1,500 for a two bedroom. So when we do a multiple, like let's just kind of calculate this out real quick. This is just simple math, right? So let's say we raise the rent by $400 a unit. We've got 52 units, and they're 12 months in a year. We've just raised the revenue by $249,000 a year. Now, granted, there may be, there's expenses obviously in installing these, but if we were to say on let's say these properties typically trade around a 4 cap in Austin. So on a 4 cap, we would divide that out, and then we've added $6 million of value to the property. So if we divide this by a million, you can see it's 6.24 million. That's the value that we've added. So if the upgrades that we're doing are less expensive than $6 million, which of course they will be, let's say we do, even on the higher end, $15,000 per unit of upgrades, times 52 units, we're looking at $780,000 of upgrades to raise the value of the property, $6.2 million. So that's how we would look at these. Now that means that you do have to buy this at a 4 cap existing, and you do have to keep the expenses low while you're doing all this. But you can see that this would be a proper one, depending on where it's priced. If you buy it at a 4 cap, and then you sell it at a 4 cap, once you're done with the renovations, the rents go from up $400 a month, you could make a good amount of money flipping an apartment like this because it's just out of touch. It needs all of the things that we're talking about. It's in a good area next to St. Edward's over there. Austin's just booming. So I would go in and buy this if we were buying it at a 4 cap. So that's how I run my comparables, and hope you guys got something out of this today.